Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Over Your Head, baby. Let's go. It's just me and Edwin this week.
Yo.
George is out being a businessman, and so it's just us two, and we're gonna be talking about some more deeper, sadder, angrier things than we usually do, because me and Edwin are the more emotional one of the three. And you're gonna get to hear a little bit more Edwin behind the scenes. Maybe every now and then we'll bring him back and we'll have him speak a little bit more. He's nice to hear. He's a very good looking, cute guy.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And yeah. So we're not gonna bore you with the whole we're trying to stay consistent thing, because we do always say that and we are always trying. But this is like this week where that's why we don't have George, because we decided to take matters kind of into our own hands, and we're not gonna stop putting out episodes just because someone's busy or one of us is busy. Maybe I'm busy, maybe Edwin's busy, maybe George is busy. We're always gonna try and find a way to push an episode out, and we're gonna continue to try and improve and make little adjustments here and there. But yeah, that's about it. As far as catching up, so what were you up to since the last episode?
Went to Peru, man. I went to Peru. I was there for a couple, probably 2-3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just visiting the family, just, a little drinking over there, here and there,
Y los putas, ¿cómo están los
Yeah.
putas? Los putas.
nothing crazy over there, you know what I'm saying? Doing my thing, bro.
Say something sexy in Peruvian Spanish.
Nah, I don't know what to say, bro. You feel me?
Ole mami de mojo.
I don't know about that, but whatever. You feel me? What you been up to? How's Halloween? Tell me about it.
Halloween was good. So I went to Horror Nights this past weekend with my friends.
Down in Orlando, right?
Yeah, Horror Nights.
Oh, okay.
Universal. So
Yeah,
interesting experience. I was terrified going, because I don't do haunted houses. I don't do that scary shit.
I bet on Saturday was all the way up, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah. So I was terrified from the first three houses we went in the line. I was terrified. I had to take that fear dump when your stomach started going bubbly and shit. You gotta take a shit.
Really?
Yeah, but it was good after. You see me fucking dodging and screaming, and I lost my voice a little bit in the weekend because I was screaming.
I mean,
Like
there's a
little
lot
girl.
of loud noises.
It made me feel very insecure, because I always told myself that in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, I have at least like a 30 to 40% chance of survival. Once I saw how I reacted to these people popping out, I realized that I'm probably at 10%, 8 to 10%. So my confidence took a blow. But it was good, interesting experience. So we had a little costume party at the house. So if you know me, you know my biggest fear is Chucky. Since I was little, I was traumatized to watch the movie. My siblings would get my sister's dolls and cut them up and make it red and make it like Chucky, and scream horrible things into my face when I'm speaking.
Yeah.
And somehow everybody knows about that in my personal life. So instead of being helpful and being good friends, my friend Darnell brought his Chucky doll on the trip.
Wow.
My other friend, my long-term friend, Jimbo, and his girlfriend Cheeky, both dressed up as Chucky.
Oh, that's interesting.
On the trip, yeah. They both dressed up as Chucky. Mello had a Chucky doll, and they put on the Chucky show.
The HBO one, right?
Yeah, wherever it's from.
Sponsored.
And then so every time my friend looks away, I just slap Chucky in his face.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm just ugh. It bothers me to the core of my soul. And people are like, "Oh, you're always so tall. You're 6'3". Why are you scared of fucking Chucky? He's 2 feet tall." It's it's not the fact that I'm bigger than him, or obviously I could beat him in a fight, but it's just he has the it factor. He has my soul in his hands. He knows that I'm terrified of him. When I see him, when I think about him, that little kid in me comes out.
Yeah. Deep,
and I see him slice people's Achilles heels under the bed and shit. Height doesn't matter with this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, good trip, really good trip. It got a little crappy at the end, but we bounced back. We're good.
No, of course.
Nice to get away and all that stuff. Let's talk about Halloween. So Halloween is that El Día de los Muertos, or is that a different?
No, I don't know, because in Peru, Halloween is the 31st, but El Día de los Muertos is the 1st.
Okay. But yeah, Halloween. Okay, so did you dress up for Halloween?
Yeah, bro.
What did you dress up as?
Producer.
A who?
That's the producer.
He motherfucking dressed
You
as
feel
himself.
me?
So I dressed up as Christ himself. So on the night of Halloween, I went to Wynwood. I was out there showing out Jesus, was on the boardwalk on taking shots. Sam was out
Taking
there about it.
shots.
Yeah, Jesus is over here taking shots with
Yeah.
what's it called? Casa, the tequila bottle.
Casamigos.
Yeah, Jesus a little bit on that Casamigos. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I Jesus getting a little blurry in the crowd. People taking pictures with Jesus and asking to talk to Jesus. Like, what's good, Jesus? I'm like, what's good, my child? Let me bless you real quick. And so yeah, so it was a good time. Um, so we're gonna change things up a little bit this episode since it is Edwin and I, and we have some similarities that Dave and George and I don't have, and some of them are good. But today we're kind of get into the bad things, I guess, that we have in common, unfortunately, which are
Anxiety.
anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
So for anxiety, okay, what's the first experience you had with anxiety?
Yeah. It was like I think it was 2017 when like I was in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
After getting out of the hospital, like I get in the car coming back home. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And then I noticed that high speed brings me
So
anxiety
once
now.
you were done in the car accident,
Yeah, like
now
after.
every time you see you like you for a
Yeah.
while when you would get into a car,
Yeah, if I get in a car, like let's say Abraham's driving,
and
I'm
you
like,
see
yo,
these
like,
guys going a little too
yeah, I'm like, yo,
fast,
slow down, man. Like I can't, like, I get pretty, you feel me, nervous and
anxious,
like,
yeah.
and then and then or loud noises too. Since
Mm-hmm.
like the whole accident was so bad that like loud noises, it just brings me back. But like it's just such a weird thing, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I was just thinking about the Halloween thing that you were talking
Mm-hmm.
about, how you were like, like over there like scared and stuff like that. It happens to me like that too when I'm in the plane, you know what I'm saying? When I go to Peru and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah,
But the thing is like I'm 5 hours on the plane, and then after that I'm like, let me get in another plane. Like I ain't tripping anymore.
yeah.
So like it's like I feel like my body gets used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like in cars, it's just way different. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like.
Yeah, because that's more personal to you because you were in a car accident.
Yeah, like that is more personal. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
of
saying?
course.
Which like I still tell Abraham like, yo, slow down sometime. Body thinks
And
he's God.
you feel like it's gotten better over time?
Nah,
No.
nah. And I don't think.
What about on the car right over here?
Huh?
What about on the car right over here?
We almost crashed.
Oh, you talking about that one time I braked a little hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, but trust me, I'm this obviously this is because this is the thing, okay? So I'm as safe as a driver as it comes. I even get made fun of from Abraham and different some people of our friends because I dress like a grandpa.
Yeah.
But the thing is, obviously, there's what you can control and there's things that you can't control. Yeah. I mean, you can't. People always talk about, oh, don't worry about it, I'm driving safe, but you can't control what other people are doing.
That's exactly
And
what
you can't control. You can't control what the other driver
Yeah.
does. So don't as much as I like because me as well. When I was 4 years old, 3 4 years old, I was in a really bad car accident where my mom hit the steering wheel on her head, split her forehead open. My brother flew out of the van and hit a pole on the street. I got hit with the same impact, but I was in the booster seat, so I was hanging off the van. So when people were getting them restricted and stuff like that at 15, I got it done, but it took me a very long time to get my license because every time I would touch a car, I'd be terrified of. All I saw was wreck, like damage, like all I saw was like chaos. So you know what I mean. I'll be in the car sweating profusely, like thinking, oh, like I don't want to get into a car accident. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt myself. This and that. So it took me a while. It took me to keep on driving every single day for me to get over that specific anxiety. So car accidents are very traumatic when it comes to cars,
Yeah.
and people, cars are so regularized that you just are normalized that you just don't think about it. You're just going from one place to another. But every day people are getting into car accidents. Every day people are getting fender benders. Every day people are getting to wrecks where people are dying. Like cars are like these big death machines.
They are.
And if you use them correctly, they're just another source of transportation. But if you're abusing and you're driving 80 on a 60 or whatever it may be, and you're these people just over speeding, then you're driving a death machine, bro. One slight turn, one somebody dozing off, this guy just not using his turning signals can just like lead to somebody just dying, and it's so terrifying. But
Let me tell you something, bro. Now that we're talking about this just happened to me, bro, like 3 weeks ago. Like I usually stay in Lima, but I was going to visit a couple of my mom's family, which is 4 hours
Peru.
away. In Peru, yes, 4
Uh-huh.
hours away. So my cousin was like, "I will take you," It was like probably like 11 or 12 at nighttime,
Mm-hmm.
and we were throwing regular. You feel me? Going, and it's like this going there is like like a one way road. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing between cars. Like it's just, you feel me, one way. And then that car in front of us, it was actually a bus, and the bus is like starts swerving. I guess like the driver fell asleep or something,
And that was in front of you?
and that was really in front of me. So this guy is swerving, getting out of the road and everything,
In a
and then
bus.
on a bus, yeah.
Yeesh.
And then I hear my aunt, my mom's sister. She's actually like, "Yo, pass the bus. You feel me? Don't stay behind."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yo, like you tripping?" Cause if we try to pass this bus, like he comes swerve us and just get us out of the road, bro. And like you feel me, we'll be out, bro. Cause you know.
Yeah.
So it's like
When I see people drive drunk, obviously, like when you can tell they're driving drunk or falling asleep, I drive as slow as possible behind them. Because you drive in front of them, they could speed into you, they could bump into you, they could do whatever they want to you. But if you're behind them, they can't do anything to you. So do you feel like that's where your anxiety came from? Was the accident? Did you? That's when like anxiety was introduced into your life.
I mean, yeah, like having like panic attacks and everything, all that. Like like I think it was after the accident that actually happened. So like, I mean, like the whole accident was pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
going to surgery of like
course.
23 times, and then
Yeah. It's
you know
traumatic.
like
That when you have surgery, that brings trauma to your body.
yeah, man, like
That's not
and
easy.
like the worst thing was like the first time I got in surgery was like literally the night after, and then the second surgery was like probably like a couple days after, and the doctor comes and he's like, hey, like there's an 80% chance that we might have to amputate your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have anything there. Like everything's broken. Like you don't have bones. You don't have anything. So like thank God my sister works at and she got a guy there, and he's like, he give you an 80%, I'll give you a 50%. And I was like, I mean, that's still something, you
That's
know what I'm saying?
a way better chance.
Yeah, so like, even though me going in before surgery, I had to sign the paper of like, like this
This
thing
might not work. Yeah.
this might not work, and like it's just like, like if they can't do nothing in the middle of the surgery, then like they have all the right to to take it off already.
And thank
So
God you
like
have your hand.
I woke up, you know what I'm saying, and like my whole hand was like, with
Your
bandages
reps.
and everything. So probably 3 hours later surgery, when I wake up, this guy's like, hey, like we did everything we could, and then you have your hand, like it might not work as
As
before
good as it did.
yeah, but like you probably gonna have like a 60-70% chance, which like I didn't get it to 100, but I probably have like a 90-95%. You feel me? Which
Hell
they
yeah.
thought I was gonna be
You
worried.
were supposed to be handless, and now you have 95%
Then
of what you used to have.
yeah, like literally after the accident,
yeah.
like probably like 6 a year after, I was still going through surgeries, and I will like Alex hit me up one day. He was like, "Yo, you trying to go to the gym?" And I was like, "Yo, you know what? Fuck it, like let's go." And we started going to the gym and everything, and then like so.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened. How about you? Have you ever had a surgery or something like that?
Yeah. So as far as, yeah. So as far as anxiety itself, it was introduced to me at a young age. Well, not young age necessarily, because my mom has really bad anxiety. And she was the first person I ever knew that had anxiety. Now, now I hear it left and right. I hear that shit every day. You see that shit every day on social media. Back then, I almost felt like nobody had it, but it was more just because nobody knew that it was a condition. It just thought something was wrong with you that couldn't be fixed. Now my mom was the first one I know that had it, and she was getting medicated for it, and then she would be bedridden for weeks sometimes, like not getting up because these medications they affect your personality, your energy, and you have to you have to find the right balance so that it works for you. And she was just it took her many years to find that balance. So I never saw that as a possibility for me to have because I'm like, oh wow, I just saw it as like a disease. And then I got older, and I started having these episodes of like I can't breathe as well, like I'm nervous and my heart's pounding out of my chest, and it's like, what is this? Where did this come from? And then I remember calling my mom, and I'm like, Mom, like something's off about me. Like I'm having these little episodes every now and then that my heart's just beating out of my chest, and what the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, like, my love, you have anxiety. I was like, no, I don't have that. She's like, yes, you do. I'm your mother. I'm sorry that I pass this on to you. She's like, but you have this. And then she's like, I'm sorry that you do, but you're my son, and I know what you're going through.
No, yeah, of course.
So just since then, even as I get older, like I have really bad anxiety. I'm such a nervous person. I hate it. I hate being this like person that like overthinks and overstresses, and my mind's always at a million miles per hour. And then people know it. People know like, oh, Eddie's having anxiety attack. Give him a moment. And then the worst thing is when you're having a panic attack and your hands start sweating and you get this numbness and you get this heat in your stomach
Yeah.
and your hands are vibrating at a million miles per hour and your heart's pounding and you can't breathe and
You got an anxiety attack or something?
nah.
Didn't you have like an anxiety attack at J. Cole's concert or the
I
week?
did.
You did, right? Yeah, that's a little crazy.
And then people know and they're like, hey, Eddie's having anxiety, and then you feel all these eyes on you and people are watching you and looking at you and you feel like this such a fragile little child of a thing that like I don't know, like I need to be left alone, or like don't look at me like that. Like you just feel all these people's judgment, but you imagine these things in your head. Like you just see all these eyes on you, and you're overthinking. And these people think I'm such so fragile, so weak. How embarrassing! Look at me, bro. Like I just need all this. But I'm not a man. I'm not strong, and things like that. And so those are like the thoughts when you're going through anxiety. That's the feeling when you're going through anxiety, and then people are like, "Oh, don't think about it," or "Calm down." It's like, how can I not think about it? Because then I know I'm having anxiety, and then I go on plane rides, and I've gotten anxiety attacks on plane rides, and because I just feel so confined, and so I can't breathe, and I can't stretch my legs, and I'm just like not in control. I'm not on solid ground.
And you also don't have control of anything there.
That's when I'm not in control. My body panics. It panics. And that's what I found to be the common trait in most of my anxiety is that sometimes when I consume alcohol or whatever I do, sometimes I feel myself get loose or get numb or get drunk. That feeling when you just feel a little numb and you don't feel anything as much. Sometimes my body decides that it wants to panic because I don't feel like I'm in control.
Yeah.
So it's like red button, like burr, 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 burr. And then you feel me, like my body's going crazy, and sometimes I just need to calm down, need a moment, I need to get away, and I come back and I'm chill, I can sip a little bit or whatever. But that's what I've noticed the common trait in my anxiety is the fact that when I lose control, my body just goes on panic mode.
I mean, I feel like everybody just have it's just me.
Like everybody does have their own triggers.
Yeah,
that's just what I found to be mine. And then sometimes I have episodes where they're just worse than others, and I've noticed that. So there's things naturally that you get excited for. Hey, Evan, we're going to Orlando. You feel me? We're going to Disney World. We're going to Mexico or whatever. And then the normal person would be like, oh, I'm getting excited. Like, I'm ready. I can't wait. Like, you feel me? Like all the days getting closer. Like, oof, I can't wait. I'm so hyped. The day before, 2 days before, they could barely sleep. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. For me, for some reason, my body cannot tell the difference between fear and excitement. So my body reacts the same. So if I'm we're going to Orlando this week, for some reason I feel myself getting nervous for the anticipation of something. And it's getting closer, and I'm getting more nervous, and it's like why am I nervous when everybody's excited? And it's like, oh, because I'm going to be in a car ride for 4 hours. Oh, because this and that.
That has happened to me where it's like, oh my God, who's going to drive
the anticipation. The unknown terrifies me. And that also makes me overthink. And I'm over here psyching myself out. And everybody's like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, dude, we're going on vacation. Like, this is a good thing. Like, why are you scared? I mean, because for some reason my body can't tell the difference. My brain knows, oh, it's cool. We're going to go have fun. We're going to go enjoy each other's company. But my body can't tell the difference. It all goes out the same door. You get what I mean?
No, yeah, I get you.
So that's been some experiences of mine. Now, as far as the worst of the worst panic attacks, anxiety attacks that I've ever had, dude, I had testicular surgery in 2018 or 2019. 2019, I had testicular surgery because I had some damaged veins, and they weren't fixing themselves, so he had to go in there and remove about 12 veins from one of my testicles, whatever. And I remember the fear, the terror, that was probably the worst panic attack I ever had. The days would come closer and closer and closer, and then I think that was the same year my grandma had passed, and she passed from a surgery gone wrong. A surgery that was supposed to be not routine surgery, but it was supposed to be a procedure that was supposed to help her with her blood clots in her hips, and then one thing went wrong, brain dead, pull the plug. So that was still fresh on my mind. So So what was going on through my head was, what if I don't wake up? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course.
So and this is a surgery that's nothing in comparison to other surgeries. You know, people have things removed, or they have heart surgery, or brain surgery, or knee repair surgery, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this was just, this wasn't obvious. This wasn't light, but this wasn't the most serious of surgeries. But still, just the fact that somebody's putting something in my veins to force me to close my eyes and go to sleep, and the possibility of me not waking up, it was terrifying. I'm like shaking right now, and I remember that the surgery was at 7 a.m. The surgery was supposed to start.
Yeah.
The night, 24 hours before, or
Yeah,
12 hours before, you can't
you
consume
cannot-
anything.
nothing, yeah.
So I think I was watching a fight. I was watching a football game with my friends and chilling, not thinking about it. And then it's like, okay, everybody's going home. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm going under tomorrow. And then the panic comes, and the nervousness and the shortness of breath, and my mom came down, and I was in my sister's house, and they're like, get some night's rest. And for some reason, I was able to get some rest. And then I wake up at 6 a.m. And then, you wake up and you're not thinking, you're just stretching. My alarm went off, and I was good until the first thought came into my head that you're going into surgery in a couple hours. My body immediately panic mode. Boom, 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 boom. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't even sip water because you can't drink water before your surgeries and stuff. Like, you can't consume anything. So I'm just panicked, and I'm deprived from food and drink, and I can't breathe. And then I'm outside waiting for my mom and sister to come down, so we get in the car, and I'm pacing around, and my mom's like, Bobby, you need to relax, relax. And I'm like, I can't right now, I can't breathe, and they're like, you need to calm down. And then I get in the car, and they drive me to the hospital, and then I'm in the waiting room, and I could barely stand on my own 2 feet from how nervous and how like shortness of breath I am. Like, I don't have any strength from how scared I am. I'm in the waiting, and this process is going so fast. I'm in the waiting room. Eduardo Gutierrez, bam, bam. Okay, you're already in the pre-op room. You're in the pre-op room, and I'm watching TV, trying to relax, and then I feel my body trembling. Like, you know how when you're cold and your teeth are just like my teeth were doing that. I couldn't calm down. And I'm like freaking out. And then the nurse came to me, and she's like, hey, like, who do you want to come see you? And I was like, everybody can't see me. She says, no, you have to choose one person. It was between my parents, my sister, or my ex. I chose my sister. She's the most headstrong person I know. Sister comes, you gotta calm down, Eduardo. I'm like, I can't. Like, what if I don't wake up? Like, I'm scared. Like, the only thing went through my head is like death. Like, what if I don't wake up? Like, I'm gonna die. And I couldn't calm down. And then she's like, okay, I gotta go. And I'm like, okay, I love you too. And then I got emotional. I'm like, what if this is the last time I said bye to my sister? And I'm like, wow. And then one of the nurses came around. I'm like, excuse me, like, I don't mean to frighten you, but I'm having a panic attack right now. Like, I need you to hurry up or put something in my veins, or not put something in my veins, but I need something. Can you give me an anxiety pill or something? And he's like, okay, I got you right now. And it was a good thing that he didn't tell me when he was putting the anesthesia in me, because that was one of the biggest fears I had, was then putting something in my veins.
Oh, I love when they put anesthesia on me.
I learned that now that there's no panic in you once that goes in you.
Yeah,
like, it's impossible to be anxious and have that in you. Like, your body refuses to panic, and you're in anesthesia.
Yeah.
So I'm over here panicking, and the doctor tells me, he's like, here's the IV. IV is this thick ass needle. He puts in the needle in, and then I slowly see myself calming down. And then I'm silly, and I'm talking to the nurse in front of me. They're pushing the bed right into the operating room. And then I look around, and there's like metal things everywhere, metal tools, and a team of surgeons, and this and that. And I'm like, what the hell? And before I knew it, I'm my eyes closed, and I'm spread eagle, legs spread open, and my nuts in their face.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, and as soon as I open my eyes, I throw up.
Oh my god!
After
anesthesia,
yeah, my head
banging, and like, acid, bro.
As if it was like the worst hangover I had in my life. I woke up, my head was pounding, I threw up, and then I woke up hours later, and then so basically, like, I just remember after the surgery, my body was just such in a panic like stage where the smallest thing would do whatever to me, and if I was under any anesthesia, any numbing, even at the dentist, like, my body just panic, like. Anything in my system, I would just panic. I couldn't drink. I couldn't do anything for a while after that, because every time I would consume anything, my body would just freak the heck out. So then when I went to a certain phase, like a certain period of time, almost close to a year, 5, 6 months, 7 months, whatever it was, where I couldn't do anything, or I would just panic.
Yeah.
And that's when I went to a J Cole concert, and then EJ had me hit the pen, and then I immediately had a panic attack. And we're on the last row
Yeah.
of the last section, so we're on the walls right behind us. Dude, the base of the thing was literally like out, like on us.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. And you feel, imagine having a panic attack and your body just like with
Loud
the bass,
noises.
boof, boof,
Yeah.
boof. And I'm like, I can't breathe, and I'm going into the hallways, and I'm trying to pace back and forth and get my body to relax, and I couldn't breathe, and I went outside to try and get fresh air. The fresh air wasn't doing anything. I had to go inside in the AC, and I don't know. I had to go rinse my face, and I rinsed my face, and nothing was working. And that's one of the scary parts is when you're having a panic attack and you're just not calming down. You're doing everything you can to calm down, and you can't. But yeah, that's my journey with anxiety. I still have it. I still take precautionaries to try and avoid having anxiety. Like if I'm in a car ride, if I'm in a plane, I
Yeah.
point the coldest air in my direction. I get as comfortable as I can. I pay for I pay extra money to get into the emergency room so I can stretch my legs and not be confined and be claustrophobic in this tight little space, trying to rest and lay my head on my knees. So I take certain precautionaries to avoid that. Even though sometimes there is no way to completely avoid it, everybody should find their trigger and find what helps with them. So if I see that I'm anxious or that I'm having a panic attack or it's just one of those days or one of those episodes, I get into the coldest shower I possibly can. So when you get into a cold shower, it just sends shocks throughout your whole nervous system. So it realigns your nervous system and takes everything. Because if you have the coldest of water hitting your body, you're not thinking of anything but the cold water hitting your body. It's a shock to your whole entire system.
No.
You know what I mean? If you're comfortable or whatever you're trying to be comfortable, you're still thinking about everything. But if you're it's like if you have a lot on your mind and somebody sets your foot on fire, are you still gonna be thinking about what's on your mind, or are you gonna be thinking about your foot on fire?
No. Yeah. Of
You get what I
course.
mean?
No. Yeah. Of course.
So that's what I found helpful to for me. I still deal with it when I can, and I am at the point where I probably should be taking medication every so often just to ensure or whenever for those bad days. But the things that help me are cold showers, working out, dieting, and things like that. And then at first I used to see it as a bad thing for people knowing that I have anxiety because I get jokes or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
But if you have a good support system around you, those same people will help you out and make you comfortable when you are having anxiety. So they know what to do when you have these episodes. Like keep your distance, give me some air, and if I ask for water, if I ask for whatever, please give it to me. And I tell them like, I know I sound like an asshole right now because I'm so like demanding, but I just need you to do this for me. I need you to give me distance. I need you to take your 6 feet apart. I need you to give me a cold bottle of water. I need you, if you have AC, point the AC at me. I'm sorry that I'm so needy in this moment, but I'm freaking out right now, and I just need you to be a good person to me and just help me out.
Yeah.
And everybody that I've met so far, when it really is those serious times, they are helpful.
No. Yeah. Of
But
course.
but yeah, so that's been my episode, my relationship with anxiety. So if you have anxiety, just study yourself. Study the things that lead up to your panic attacks. Study what helps you calm down from those panic attacks. Do your study, do your research, find out what people do for their anxiety. Maybe it can make it worse, maybe it can make it better, but you need to. We have no choice but to study yourself. That's the only good thing that comes out of anxiety is that it makes you confront yourself. You go head to head with your inner self. So you need to, learn what triggers these emotions, what triggers this feeling, how can I get through it, what helps, what doesn't help. Try different things. Maybe you don't have to rely on medication like some people do. Sometimes you do. You know what I mean? So just, don't give up. Just continue to experiment, do different things, whatever it is. Do whatever you can before you have to be medicated. You know what I mean? So we're getting into depression now.
Yeah.
So as far as depression, I've had a long, complicated relationship with depression. So, um, from certain experiences in my life as a child, I've always been a serious child, a serious person, a sad person, and some of it comes from my upbringing, and some of it comes out through has just happened throughout life. Because I've had a lot of things happen, sad things or moments where I didn't feel good enough, even as a child, that they led up to adulthood, and then I remember being just this shy, like quiet person who just sad all the time and angry all the time and kept to myself. And I just remember carrying. I just always remember carrying around all this weight on me since I was young, and I always wondered where this weight came from and why does it keep getting heavier. And then in middle school, I remember being bullied, and I remember that feeling just being so deep and deep and deep, and that's where I kind of began harming myself. I remember like the cutting and things like that, and that was my first experience with that because it gave me some type of release, like to feel something, or it gave me some type of high off of it. And so those are my earlier experiences, and then that transitioned into my older teenage years where I just felt so disgusted and ugly with myself and dirty, and nobody was attracted to me, and nobody liked me, and I had a couple of friends, Jimbo, Mello, Ashley, and things like that, and I kept them very dear to my heart, but I felt so distant to them even then because they were one of the few people that first showed me love that weren't my blood, and I'm forever grateful to them. And um, what's it called? But I had also experiences at that age, and that's where the thought of suicidal came from. Like the thoughts of suicide, the thought of I need to end this pattern, or I don't want to feel this anymore. Or, I'm tired of feeling like this. Like, why can't I get rid of this? And uh, it's shown through other sides of life, through love life, where um, if I didn't feel good about myself, or I didn't feel good enough, then I let people take advantage. You get what I mean?
No, yeah, of course. I
Cause
mean, I feel like that they're like being have depression. Like I mean, just talking about me, depression also comes with you just being insecure about yourself. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because you're just inside in such a like dark hole
hmm
that you just feel like you're not gonna be able to get out. You just want to sleep all day.
it just keeps getting worse and worse. And what's the point if it keeps
Yeah,
getting worse? So why fight it? And then you feel yourself getting deeper and deeper and deeper.
you know
Yeah, because
that you just don't want to get
this
out
is all
from
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
So and then I've noticed that like I'm prone to these negative feelings. Like I think I'm the person that um I feel like this battle is never gonna end for me. I've learned as an adult, I live my life to get out of depression. Do you know what I mean? So
No, yeah, of
it almost
course.
feels like I wake up every morning depressed, and then the things that I do throughout the day are to distract me from that or take me away from that. So by the end of the night, I'm not depressed. You know what I mean?
Mm,
But it's almost felt like every day I put this mask on, this happy mask on, to convince myself that I'm not depressed, and I smile and I laugh and I hang out with these people, and they're my loved ones, and they distract me from all this, and then I come back home and I take that mask back off, and it's just the same person. So I just feel like it's like a nonstop battle for me. Um, the good thing about it is that I have the remedy to get myself out of depression, so I know how to get myself out of it. I just don't know how to keep it that way permanently. You get me? So a breakup, somebody being disrespectful, something going on at work, something going on at school, and it's almost like it just tilts me in the direction completely. You know what I mean?
no, yeah, of
So
course.
I try to stay in the middle. Sometimes I have waves of sadness that hit me, and I don't know why. But whenever there's something that's done to me, as far as love life, for example,
That always
um,
hits, bro.
yeah,
That always
those
hits.
things always gravitate. Those things always hit me the hardest because those are the thing. I guess those are the things that I guess like when I'm with some person. I guess I might rely on them to complete whatever holes I have in me,
Yeah.
and you get what I mean. And then once they're taken away from me, as far as whatever happens, it feels like a big part of me is gone. It feels like I'm not good enough. All these things that were so minuscule when I was with them, and they become magnified and they're so much bigger. And now I see all my faults, and now I feel ugly, and now I feel sad,
Your
and
self esteem goes
now I
down
feel like
too.
I'm not good enough. And then I have to build myself back up from the bottom, and I have to keep on, and take these small details and these small steps to ensure that I, don't feel that way, or, take these new measures to make sure that I don't, throughout the day, I don't stay depressed. You get what I mean?
No, yeah, of course.
So it's always that feeling of you have to. Well, I have the habit of not thinking highly of myself, so I allow these things to happen. So when these things happen and they get worse and they get worse, it's almost like I deserve it. But then you have to come to terms that you don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Nobody deserves to be depressed. It's never a forever thing. Even if it is a forever battle, you have to know that you're never gonna be sad forever. There's always happiness, and there's always something that you can always find joy in anything, any day, any moment.
Yeah.
So as far as depression, that's been my biggest battle, and sometimes I do feel like I need psychiatry, or I need therapy and things like
Therapy.
that,
Yeah.
because I don't know, sometimes I have trouble trying to get myself out, but I've maintained, and those suicidal thoughts often do come back, but I know I can say like confidently that I would never do that. It's just tempting. Like sometimes, like in these type of period of times,
Hmm.
I'm driving and I see a lake or some shit, and it's like tempting. Oh my god, I just want to drive into it. Like it's just like, yeah, like it's just like I just, oof, what would I have? Like it sounds so sweet. Like, oof, take this shit away from me. But it's not healthy. But I know I have way too many people um that I love to, and to ever get across that side, to ever cross that point.
No, yeah.
But it is very real, and it's very common, especially in a magnified era where everything's on social media and everybody's competing with one another. And I have to have the best clothes, and I gotta be the finest person. I need a BBL. I need to get my lips done. I need to get my whatever done, and I need to be the flyest dude. I need to have the most money. I need to have the most females. It's just such an ego-driven era, which causes for more depression, because you always feel like you're not good enough than the next person, or you deserve whatever happens to you. But you need to remove yourself from all these things. I learned that you need to study yourself, just like with anxiety. You need to study yourself. If I do this and do this and do this, I come home and I'm sad. you know there's
Yeah.
times where I hang out with certain people, or I'm with around certain energy too much, and then I go home and I just feel empty, and I just feel like,
Yeah, because you were just so happy
what
five
now?
minutes
Yeah,
ago.
like I just faked it until I made it, and I just gave so much of myself away that when I come home, I'm on empty, and I just feel sad, and all these emotions just come in. But if I have a weekend to give, and I go hang out with my friends, I go hang out with Nick, Johan, Abraham, George, Alex, whatever, EJ, and then at night I go hang out with my sister, and I'm with my nephews and my nieces, I feel so full. I feel so happy. I go home, I'm happy. I'm like, I hope this never ends. I just hope this grows and grows and grows and grows. So you just need to study yourself and see these patterns, and how these patterns end. So if I do A, B, C throughout the day, when I get home, I feel empty. I feel sad. I feel lost. I feel these bad feelings. But when I do D, E, F, oh damn, I feel good. I come home and I'm relieved. I'm good. I'm on full. I'm on happy. I'm good. I'm happy to see everybody. It's smiles everywhere. It's good feelings everywhere. So that's been my relationship with depression. What about you?
I mean, like I am bipolar, so like that's pretty much like probably like being like 2 months, 3 months depressed, and then
They come in waves for you. You feel
yeah,
like
like a month probably like hyped, where you feel like reckless, where you want to do everything that month. You know what I'm saying? But then it comes like little by little, you just start feeling down. You know what I'm saying? Then you just like start going, and then you just get in a hole, man. Like it's just like after the accident, just like I did have to get like therapists and psychiatrists. My
you gotta see the glass half full all the time.
yeah,
But at the same time, you can't make it as in, just because somebody has it worse than I do, makes my like it doesn't give me the right to be sad or give me the right to be depressed. Everybody has their own individual world within their head. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean yeah, people always have it worse. People
Yeah.
always have it worse. There's people there that they have no parents, they have no family. Everybody's passed away in a car accident. Everybody passed away in a murder. Or, you know what I mean? Somebody always has it much worse than you. But it doesn't take away the right for you to be sad or for you to feel bad. You know, everybody has their individual struggles. Every single person. So you did have the right to be sad because what you dealt with was traumatic. You didn't know if you were gonna have a fucking hand.
No,
And
yeah.
thank God you did. And you had these burns and your hands. They took a lot of damage in your back and your leg and all these things. And you dealt with COVID, and that is traumatic. I dealt with COVID too. That was scary, especially when people were dying and you have anxiety because you're like, if like I have this disease and thousands of people are dropping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody has a right to be sad and be depressed. Don't ever feel like your pain and your sadness is insignificant compared to somebody else's. Like everybody has to deal with their own battles.
No, yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody deals with their own thing, but like that, I feel like for me right now, that's what it works. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, let's
Yeah,
say,
you change your thought process
yeah,
into a
like
positive.
you know, like if I just got heartbroken, and then I see one of my friends being heartbroken, and I'm just like, bro, if this guy's dealing with it, like I can deal with this shit too. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
So like that's the way, and like it's working for me. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
the what I can say is the most helpful thing is a support system. A support system is everything.
it does.
Like like I have so many. I don't know. Like even me being this serious, sad, anxious person, for some reason I was gifted with so many friends. So many friends. I have two different groups, and there's so many individuals in both groups that I love to fucking death. I would take a bullet for, and I know they do the same for me, and they don't even know how much I depend on them. Like there's times where I've been
Right?
thinking about death or thinking about sadness or thinking about being so numb, and I go see my friends and I feel so full of love and so full of joy, and I see my niece smile, I see my nephew smile, I see my sister make a joke, or like these things fill my heart up. I see you know friends laughing, EJ smiling, look giving me that crazy look. You feel me? Going to see anime with Ali, like these things, like like they fill my heart with a lot of joy. And without these people, I wouldn't be around. In all honesty, so, so support system is everything, everything,
I mean,
everything.
and have people that are actually being genuine to you. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and
Like
I have
they
people.
actually care about you.
I have people like Jimbo Mello. I have so many people that just I know without a doubt that these people love me. Gio Norman, all these people that fucking love me, and I love them a million times back. And that means everything, everything. People that can make your problems go away, even if it's for a couple hours or whatever it is. That means so fucking much. Those are the people that I like, that keep me pushing. You get me?
No, yeah,
The
of
reasons to
course.
give me reasons to live, because there's people out there that are dealing with depression and they have no friends, they have no family, they're by themselves, and that's my biggest fear is solitude, being isolated, alone, away from everybody I love, everything I love being taken away, and you have to be so fucking grateful, so grateful that you have these people around you. And and even if you don't have these people around you, you're able to breathe, you're able to walk, you're able to fight. Like you made it this fucking far, and you know it takes strength to make it. Even if you're step two out of step a million, you still took one step. And there's people that gave up after step one, or gave up
You s-
before taking a single
you
step.
literally said something so interesting right there because like I have heard that before. Like when I was going to therapy, like literally like probably like 3, 4, 5 months after my accident, and I was talking to my therapist, and I was like, "Yo, like my life doesn't mean anything anymore. Like I don't care about my life." And she was like, "Hey, like look how many surgeries you've been through already. Look how much pain you've been through already. Like you really think like just giving up right now was worth it, like wasting all that time, your parents' time, taking you to the hospital, taking you to rehab for therapy, for physical therapy. You think it's
Mm-hmm.
it's worth it giving up right now, and it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually gotta see it like that. Like Like,
Bro, you're a walking miracle, bro. You know how many fucking car accidents people die in? One, you it was a bad car accident. Obviously,
yeah,
you survived the car accident. Not many people can say that. You get me? You survived the fucking car accident. Two, you get me? You fucked up your hand or whatever the fuck. You still have your hand when the odds were stacked against you.
yeah.
You get what I mean?
No, yeah,
Three, you went through. You said 8 surgeries, whatever amount of surgeries.
23
20,
surgeries.
23 surgeries. Some people don't survive a single fucking surgery. Some people fucking, they fucking, I don't know, they get their appendix removed or some shit. Some shit goes wrong and they fucking die. Sometimes their body reacts weird to the anesthesia they're given and they fucking die from fucking regular standard procedures. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, you survived like 3, 4, 5 different fucking miracles, bro.
No, yeah. You know what's crazy? This is one of the reasons why I have such a PTSD when I drive with Abraham. 3 months, it was 4 months after my accident. We go in a Burger King. When you remember, like Abraham's car, the Malibu,
Mm-hmm.
bro, it's I was in the front. Abraham was driving, Justin and Alex in the back, bro, and like we just going over there in 49th Street or so. I think yeah, it was 49th Street, and then Abraham was like, "Yo, guys, I don't have brakes," and I just look at this guy. I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" He's like my brakes are not working right now, and then I see this guy just like stepping on this thing. It's like the car's not stopping, so this guy starts swerving, and then we almost hit this other car, and then you feel me? Like Abraham's just like, "Yo, we're gonna have to hit this building," and then we literally about to hit this building. It's like I don't know what happened, but the car he just hit the e brake, and then it stopped, and then we were just like, "Yo, what the fuck, man?" Like,
Is that, bro? Like, some of us, because we just so focused on the now that we don't see all the shit that we survived. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Bro, I was in a really bad car accident. You were in a fucking terrible accident. You went through surgeries. You went to fucking whatever the fuck you went through, and you made it through, nigga. And you made it off of depression and all that shit. You know,
yeah.
you gotta see that shit. You gotta be grateful that you're even able to get up and fight depression.
No, yeah, of course. It's just
You know.
like, no, we're gonna be have time for a little more time next week. For next episode, we're gonna
Yeah,
have Alex.
this was good. I enjoyed this.
You know,
This was a little bit different from everything
a little
we've
deeper.
recorded. A lot deeper.
Yeah.
Not as jokey, not as funny, but
Yeah.
this was therapeutic, and if anybody else can take something from it and implement it in
A
their
little
own
more
life,
serious.
or just let you know that, hey, you're not alone, bro. Like, this is a constant battle that him and I go through, and a lot of people go through. You're not alone. If you're ever depressed or whatever, you could hit me up on DM. You could do whatever you want. Everybody has their own battles, and you're never alone. You're never alone. If you ever feel alone, you could hit me up, and I'll talk to you. We could have a conversation, and just to let you know that you're not alone. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, man.
But this feels good. This was good. We're gonna pump out a couple more episodes back to back.
Yeah. Hopefully, we have Alex for the next one.
Hopefully, we're gonna have our old producer Alex back on for the next episode. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna change a couple of things. George is busy, so we're gonna mix it up with the guests. So we're gonna have some fun conversation about all types of different things.
Probably
And
play
then
games too. Or
we
something.
can play little games. We can do all types of shit. And George will be back before you know it. This is just things we're gonna start doing whenever he's too busy with the work life. So we appreciate everybody listening, and we're here. We're not going anywhere. We love you. We appreciate you. For the people that have been sticking by with every episode, we love you so much. Hope you enjoyed this. We out.